Hi, my name is Aaron Mutchler, and today I will be demoing my app, AIMusician, or AIM for short. Let's go ahead and start by going over to the URL, which is -aimusician.web.app. So you can see here, when we first load the website, it's going to ask you to sign in. And let's go ahead and sign in with Google. There's a few other options, but this will be the best for the demo. Alright, and once the page is loaded, you can see that it's basically just listing a bunch of jazz songs that users have inputted and displaying their name and their composer. Some new things you can do on this page are sort by either song name in reverse alphabetical or alphabetical order, or by composer in either order again. And another cool feature here would be that you can also search for songs. So, for example, let's say I want to find all songs written by myself. I can search for Aaron, and you can see here that I've written 2 songs. They're both these blues. I could also search for a song name, so for example, Bolivia. The last thing you can really do on this page is select My Songs, which in this case shows only the songs that I've created. Not necessarily ones I'm the composer for, but ones that I've inputted into the database. These ones happen to be both me composing them and inputting them, but not necessarily. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, that is. Let's go back here and let's start by diving into a good tune. We'll actually pick Bolivia. And you can see up here it displays the tune name as well as the composer name, as well as the chords for the tune. And down here we have a little audio transport. And so let's go ahead and see what happens here when we press play. Alright, for time's sake, we'll go ahead and cut it off there. The second half is pretty much the same as the first. But what you hear basically is an artificial intelligence or intelligent bass that's dynamically choosing what notes to play over these chords and loading samples using the Web Audio API to play them back. You can also, for example, adjust the tempo. Down here it says BPM 120. 120 is what I inputted as the default for this tune, but you can certainly change that. So let's say I wanted to go up to maybe 182. We can play. And you can hear it getting faster, or we can go down to something really slow, like 80. Due to the nature of samples and changing their playback rate, you can hear some funkiness with the drums. In version 2, I hope to work on that by adding more samples for the drums and for the bass as well. Let's go ahead and, now that we've seen that, let's check out what else we can do on the page. We can go up here to our options and select edit mode. So when we select edit mode, you will see that nothing changes on the page except you'll have 2 new options, which is delete song and performance mode. And if we go to performance mode, it just brings us back here. Nothing's changed. That's the mode we started out in. But let's go back to edit mode. And the first thing we can do is go ahead and click on anywhere on the page and pretty much update that information. So let's go ahead and remove update from Bolivia. And although Cedar Walton is certainly a great piano player, I'm not sure I want to call him the greatest. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's go ahead and make some changes to some chord changes here as well. So we can try getting rid of this one altogether. And let's get rid of this one and put in a new one here, which let's do as D7. And then, in fact, let's actually move that up here so we can hear it a little bit quicker. Nice feature is that you can copy and paste. These are just essentially HTML inputs. They're a little bit different, but you can copy and paste from them. You can also tab, which is a really handy feature. Should also real quick show you that if we inspect and then show it here, you can see that the format looks great. One feature I hope to improve upon is that when you have a really long chord symbols, they tend to run together. So it's really best if you're doing maybe 2 chords per bar, but when you have a lot like in here, they do tend to run together a little bit. So that'll be something to fix in V2. For example, here's what it looks better on an iPad. which is really what it's intended to be used for, is desktop or iPad for musicians to read on a bandstand. But let's go ahead and try playing this, and let's see. In fact, let me make one more change here. Let's see if you can hear a difference between what we had before and now. Let's play a little bit quicker than that. So hopefully you could hear that was actually a little bit different. Worth noting, you can actually play in edit mode. The only difference is that performance mode locks you from being able to edit things. But now that we've done that, let's go ahead and head back, and we will see that Bolivia, the name, which used to be Bolivia Update, and Cedar Walton, aka the greatest piano player ever, have both updated in the list. So as soon as we did that in the song page, it updates in Firestore. To demo the next feature, which will be, actually we'll start with new song. So you can go up here and click on new song. Let's do C blues. This is going to be another blues here, and I will be the composer for it. 12 bars is the typical length for a blues, and let's keep this one a little bit. Let's do it pretty brisk here, 220. So it'll immediately add it to the list and then take us to that page. We can go over here to edit mode, and then I will go ahead real quick and enter all the values for these chord symbols. And feel free to double check me that I'm doing this right in terms of the chord symbols that go here, but I hope that you will trust me with it. Okay, so here we have a new one. Let's head back to performance mode, and let's try playing it. Okay, and there's the C blues. And then while we're here, I will actually go ahead and demo the other edit mode feature, which is delete. So let's go ahead and delete this one. Ask, of course, if you're sure. And now we can see that it is not there like I thought it would be. And aside from that, that's pretty much the whole app. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. One of the key features that went into designing this app actually was the music theory API that I created to represent each chord. So if you will have any interest in developing alongside that, or forking that part of my GitHub repository, again, just feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thanks so much for taking the time to view my demo.